Hey everybody, it's Sandra here from Huron Ridge, and I'm coming to you live this afternoon from the greenhouse where it feels so nice when the sun comes out, but boy, is it ever cold out today. It's very deceiving sunshine. You think it should be a nice day, and then you get outside and whew. Anyway, what I'm actually tuning in to talk to you about today is raised bed gardens. We had a university student that worked with us a couple years ago, Rebecca, and she's going to be tuning into our conversation in just a second. Last year, she built herself some raised garden beds, and I just thought it might be a really neat experience for you guys to kind of hear what she had to say, what her experience was, what worked for her, what didn't, and hopefully gain some knowledge. If you're thinking about doing your own raised garden bed, it'll just help you out a little bit. So I'm just going to bring Rebecca in here. One second. There you go. Hey, Rebecca, how are ya?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. Are you keeping warm outside today? You're a trooper to be coming live from your backyard.
Yes, I've got my blankets here.
Oh, that's good. Stay snuggled in. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
tell us, obviously I know who you are, but if you want to tell everybody who's watching a little bit about who you are, I think you're still in school. You can maybe fill me in on some details there, what you're studying, and just kind of what your yard is like, that sort of thing.
Sure, sounds good. So I'm currently a PhD student at the University of Guelph, and I'm studying environmental science.
Cool.
So I've always really liked being outside, but I never really took to gardening until I worked at the greenhouse and discovered that I probably could do it.
Yes, we kind of have that effect on people. Lots of people start working here and all of a sudden think, hey, I can grow stuff too. So that's awesome. We're glad that we inspired you to grow something.
Yeah, no, it was great. So then last summer I decided to try it out. I built myself a couple of raised beds. And then my backyard is definitely an urban backyard, so I really have a short patio, and it's kind of part of a shared condo community, so I don't even think that the grass behind me is actually ours.
Okay.
So I was really limited with the space I had to work with. And yeah, so that's why I decided a raised bed might be a really good, efficient use of the space I had.
Sure. Because
so that's why I tried that
even if you
out.
didn't have a lot of lawn to tear up, you could still work within your existing space.
Exactly, yeah.
Good. So tell me, how big of a garden did you build last year?
Okay, so last year I started with a 6 foot by 4 foot garden. It was supposed to be 6 by 6. That was the length of the lumber that I bought.
Okay.
And then I realized very quickly that that's a lot of soil to fill a 6 by 6 space. And so I was on my
Oh no, you're cutting out. Start
hardware
again.
store for more soil. I just gave up and I boxed it into. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I think when the wind picks up, the Wi-Fi
you were saying
goes
something
out.
about going to buy soil. So you said you were on your.
Yeah. I was on my 4th trip maybe, and I kind of gave up on buying more soil. So I boxed it into 6 by 4.
So are you a pretty handy person? Do you have your own power tools, or how did you make that happen?
I was able to get them to cut the lumber for me, which works out really well.
Yeah.
And that was at Lowe's. They did the cuts for you. But then I borrowed a drill from my lab.
Yeah. That's a resourceful.
And then I had kind of all the small hand tools. But mostly, I guess if you had a drill, that's pretty much all you need.
Sure. Yeah. And so you said that you kind of gave up before it was full of soil because you just realized it takes a lot of soil to fill a big bed like that. How tall were the sides of your bed?
So I just ended up kind of at 6 by 4.
Yeah.
I did 2 feet, I think 2 feet, because I had read that you want a foot of soil, but I don't think I have quite that much.
Yeah, sure.
I sort of gave up.
Yeah.
But it worked.
And did you say that you're building on top of like a cement structure, or is there soil underneath where you built?
So I just have a brick patio that I built on top of. So there's nothing underneath to kind of dig from, I guess, or loosen up, which I think contributed to needing more. But I did try to put some kind of fill, like branches and stuff underneath to make up some of the volume. So that seemed to work.
Okay. Did you find that was a big enough box for you? How many people were you feeding? Just yourself, or do you have anybody else that you're helping to give food to?
I was mostly doing it for myself and to just try it out, so I didn't have a lot of expectations. But I guess my ultimate goal with taking up vegetable gardening was to help supplement my grocery bill. You know, things like peppers can get really expensive.
They sure
so
can.
I thought I would try growing my own. I do live with 4 girls, and so I was happy that if they could benefit from it too, it was kind of a family garden. I don't think it was really enough. Just between I had some bad encounters with raccoons eating all my corn, and I don't know, like my peppers never took, a few things like that. So between all of that, my yield was pretty pathetic, which I guess is expected for the first time ever gardening. But yeah, so this year I upped up I made a new bed, this one behind me here.
Yeah, I can see it's got some sort of a trellis on it. What are you hoping to grow on there?
So that one's going to be for cucumber, and I really want to try... Oh. No, you're good. You're good.
You're good?
We back?
Yeah.
Okay, that was for cucumber, and I really want to try growing squash. I know those are trickier, but I'm gonna try it.
Good. Have you ever tried cuckoo melons?
I've tried some at the greenhouse, but I've never tried growing them.
Yeah, they grow really well on a trellis. That's the only reason I thought of that. That it might be a fun thing to have growing on there. Yeah. Okay, so we already talked a little bit about soil. What kind of soil did you use? I know you took way more than you'd thought it would, but what did you end up using?
Okay, so I started with kind of garden soil from the greenhouse.
Yeah.
I think I had some manure to mix in and a little bit of black earth to kind of stretch it, and some peat moss to aerate it and stretch it. And then after several trips for more soil, I just started buying the cheapest one. So there's kind of a big...
Just fill that sucker up. I don't care what it is. I just need soil.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I knew I was buying lower quality stuff, so I tried to add in more like chicken manure that I had. Bought some dry chicken manure. So I tried to help at least put some good stuff in there.
Yeah, for sure. So are you going to add some more stuff to it this season before you start planting?
I bought a little more soil because I found it really compacted down over the winter. So I bought a little more, tried to fluff it up, added a little more manure, things like that. So I don't know. I don't know a lot about what really needs to be in there, but
it's okay.
Tried to do my reading.
It's a learning process. I think that's part of the reality of vegetable gardening specifically, is it's definitely a learning process. And you try something and you're like, well, that didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. And you try something different and it might work. It's kind of a trial and error thing.
Yeah.
And from my own experience, I've gardened for 25, 30 years. From season to season, it can change too, depending on the weather. So just because something didn't work this year doesn't necessarily mean it won't work next year. You just got to, persevere. Okay, so I have a couple more questions for you. Last year, tell me, what did you grow?
Okay, I tried a lot, which maybe was part of my downfall in the end. But I think I grew Roma tomatoes and cherry tomatoes, peppers, a sweet hot pepper, like a cayenne pepper, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, arugula, kale, beans, corn, potatoes in a separate planter, and cucumbers in a separate planter.
Yeah. Good.
So,
good.
That's awesome. It was, and carrots, and I tried leeks.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
Yeah. A little bit of everything by the sounds of things. You were super keen. Yeah. Have you narrowed down what you'll plant this year? Yeah, I'm trying to give things more space. I found that a lot of things never really grew as much as they maybe needed to, because I was, I think, too excited about all of the different things I could plant. But so this year I'm trying to stick more with beans, still a couple tomatoes. I wanted to try at least one pepper, even though they didn't work last year. Yeah. Going back to the corn, and then some carrots, and then I'm sticking with the lettucey things like arugula and kale and spinach, because those did really well, and I eat the most of those. And the nice thing about those crops too is that they turn over really fast. So you can grow several crops of arugula or several crops of lettuce in a raised bed, especially. They turn over really quick. So that's kind of a nice thing too. Yeah. Awesome. That's great. Okay. I think you have a little bit of tell me what happened to your corn, because you've talked about your corn a few times. So last summer you planted corn. Tell me, did you plant them in you're going to plant them in the same spot, or are you going to move them this year?
Okay, so last year too, I noticed there's kind of this house behind me shades part of the garden. That's why like this half is sunny and this half isn't.
Sure.
And so I didn't really pay attention to the sun before I built my garden, which was, I guess, rookie mistake 101. But my corn actually shaded the whole rest of the garden. So I've flipped it this year, and the corn's at the back. And then
Sure.
I was warned by a woman in a yoga class that raccoons will go after your corn and to be vigilant. And I thought I had time before they were going to be ready, and then the raccoons would get them. And I was not. And they were all eaten. And I didn't have anything to protect them. So I think they got all of the ears but one on the one night. And so then I saran wrapped the last ear of corn to try and protect it.
How'd that work?
It didn't work. It didn't. They got it. And so I was so devastated because I was like, I don't know, there's just something about Ontario late summer corn, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, I know.
So
we also have a raccoon problem at our house, so I feel your pain. Yeah.
Yeah, this year I'm prepared. It's not quite done, but this is my raccoon fence.
Okay.
So I'm going to put chicken wire on all of the sides and slide it over my corn when it's getting bigger. So
I would recommend
enough.
you don't wait too long to do that because raccoons are very, very quick. And the other side of that is if you let your corn get too big, it gets really hard to wrap around it. So don't waste time in putting up the raccoon fence, or you may again be devastated by the coon's buffet snack at midnight in your backyard. That's awesome.
Don't know if I can handle that.
No, 2 years in a row. That would be pretty devastating. Pretty devastating. Okay, I just want to think, is there anything else about that I was going to ask you? Any recommendations or suggestions that you would have for people who are thinking about building a raised bed garden?
Sure. So I think maybe the first thing is you can actually do it. I didn't really think I could. I thought I killed everything I tried to grow, but I actually had some success.
Good.
I had arugula for days, so that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
But then listening to the plant spacing guides, I tried the square foot gardening. That was what I went with. It seemed like a really easy way to get started. And they would say, 1 pepper plant per square foot. But I was so excited about all my different things to plant that, wow, it's getting really windy. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's scary.
No, not too bad. But, I hope you're okay.
Oh, good. Okay, good. No, so then, I was so excited that I wanted to try to fit as much in as possible, but I think that limited the growth. And then I got 1 tennis ball sized cabbage from 3 cabbage plants.
Yes.
So it's better, I think, than to actually listen.
Yeah, sometimes that's the hard part.
Yeah, but that, I don't know, it was, so that was sort of some of my bigger learning. And then I guess the sunlight, so trying to figure out where your sun's going to be so that you know how to orient your garden. And the raccoons will get your corn, so those are my biggest learnings in the first year of vegetable gardening.
Yes, sad enough, the lady at yoga class knew what she was talking about when it came to raccoons.
She did. Yep, she did. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that even though you're not part of our Here in Ridge team, that we've inspired you to grow and, just kind of see what you can produce out of your own backyard. I think that's so awesome. Mm-hmm. And we really enjoyed it when you were here, and it's been great to keep in touch with you over all this time. And we wish you all the best in your gardening this spring. But my little piece of advice to you is last year I know you were a little bit late planting because you had to get everything built. This year, my advice to you is going to be, don't be so keen that you plant too soon and stuff gets frozen. Because that's also very sad. So you have to be patient. Yeah. And Lorraine says something about she's got a milk mixture for cucumbers. I'm not sure what she means by that. Do you know what she means by that?
I have that, or she has that?
She has that. Milk mixture for cucumbers. Maybe you'll have to hit up Lorraine.
Yeah, my cucumber last year was really wet, and so then we had a really wet summer too, and it had the mildew thing, but then I found on the internet milk and baking soda or something like that, and it killed it.
Oh, the mildew. That's awesome! You found that yourself?
It was very effective.
Good girl.
The Pinterest.
Yeah, I know.
Pinterest.
Yeah, there's a million answers. And you know what? The funny thing, I'm really glad it worked. It's funny, though. Sometimes you find remedies on Pinterest or wherever on the internet, and you're like, what? And sometimes the advice is good, sometimes it's not so good. So I'm really glad that worked out for you. And I'm, like I said, super pumped that you're still carrying on the gardening spirit, even if you're not here in the greenhouse. And we wish you all the best. We hope you'll keep in touch.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. It was nice to chat and catch up.
Yeah, thanks for joining me from your backyard today and for bringing a blankie outside so you don't freeze.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye for now, Rebecca.
Bye.